All right, and we are back. This is Scott Phillip from the Convicts. Stuck with me again. We might have some guest commentators from around the place, but for now, let's go through who's in the water. For the Gaulitas, we have 11, Sarah Ross. 94, Meg Feeney. 9, Shakina Rowland. Number 1, Claire Knock. 25, Rachel Mills. 28, Javina Cannon. 15, Sarah Breeze. 7, Hannah Clark. 13, Courtney Campbell. 21, Meg Bernard. 5, Natalia Gonzalez. 44, Jodie Wilson, also captain, I believe. And number 2, Julie Vesaloni. That's for the Gaulitas. Who do we have in the Sea Dragonettes? Number 30, Alicia Fong. 4, Andrea Cadavid. 8, Daniela Marin. 23, Daniela Morales. 38, Gedvaide Pedkevi Kudet. I should have done my research again. Jennifer Acosta at 18. 5, Natalie Hartman. 58, Nat Solano. 42, Romy Keppel. 10, Maka Sarah McCarthy. 88, Sophie Lemonde. And number 14, Tanya Hansen. Now, it's not unusual to find a Dragonette Gaulita final in the women's. They've faced each other many finals before, and they'll face each other again today. I'm recognising a few names, famous names, from the women's national team across both clubs and both teams. So we're going to have some good quality rugby starting right now. Swim off. Who's going to win it? See, Dragonettes have won it. Dropping the ball down. Romy Keppel. Almost a good player as she is at commentating. And she's a fine player. Speedy and pretty fit. No, she's very fit. Just giving her a rip in because she's so good. Control. Very controlled start. Not in a rush. Just moving the ball. Bit of mid-water. Look at that pace. Very relaxed. That is the relaxed pace of confidence on both sides. Oop, Jodie's looking for the steal. Very experienced player, Jodie, on the Gaulitas. Leash Fong. Unleash the Fong. Brutal. As sharp with the knife as she is with the ball. Handing over to Lemon.
Yeah, this is the resident fence post, Angus, chiming in with Scotty Phillip, giving him some company in the commentary box. Looking here at the women's final, Dragonettes somewhat in control, fairly confidently moving about the Gaulitas basket. Gaulitas defence looking settled, but not necessarily comfortable there. There was a bit of looking for where their partner is at. It's interesting, the Dragonettes seem to be just content moving the ball around in that sort of 45-degree wedge from the wall to the open-ish halfway side. Not really looking to score just yet. There's plenty of time in this final game. As we saw, the total game time can go up to 45 minutes with that sudden death half, and then heading into penalties. Coming in, there's a 3-player attack onto the basket by the Dragonettes. It seems they've got a barrier. That player should be a little bit careful of not removing the goalie while not having the ball. I think Robbie Kilpatrick has seen this. He's not happy with it. He's looking at him. He knows who he's after.
Stephen Seagull.
Seagull Steve has seen a foul. Yep, as expected. It is a white free throw, I would suggest, for pushing without the ball. Eagle Eyes Seagull Steve never misses a foul.
Or a chip.
Or a chip. He did eat a lot of pizza last night, which wasn't tested by WADA. should be passed on to them. There's a bit of a list mounting on young Seagull Steve. Anyway, passing back to Scotty for some wise words.
Yeah, you'd expect, we've got world-class players and world-class refs. You can't be making those kinds of mistakes, just play the game as it is, because the refs will pick up any kind of mistake. And at this level, as we've seen, it's the mistakes that cost, both two great teams. Could be quite high, but it's not quite. They're adjusting there, so it's not a head-high tackle there. Well done to the Sea Dragon. Down to Sophie. Sophie's played World Championships 3 times, which is as many as any Australian-born player, as the Australian national team has been to only 3 World Championships in the history of underwater rugby Australia. Sophie Lamond is one of a few Australian-born players who's done that. Who we got? Number 5 is that Nat Hartman? Nat Hartman, the legend. The woman, the legend, the warrior. If you want to go on a scuba trip, hit her up. If you want to start an underwater rugby club, hit her up. She did start the Sea Dragons many, many moons ago. Great experienced player, originating from the north of Colombia, but very early on making Australia home. Loves it. Great experienced player. And has great family support for getting her to these kinds of competitions, much like many players here support at home, watching or poolside. It's very much appreciated by the players. It takes a team to make a dream. Here we are, good push by experienced players, but the turnover by Jody, another great player, Jody Wilson of the Gaulitas, turning that ball around. Gaulitas looking for some friends underwater. She going to find a friend? Get the ball down. Ball up. It's balled up. It's a scrum. It's a long pull. People get tired. They scrum up. Got to find those friends underwater. Get the ball down. Let's see if it can happen. Back to Lamon. Sorry. Fence post.
Yeah, resident fence post here. Just good to see young Robbie Kilpatrick there, making sure he knew where the ball was at all times, pointing at it with his hands. The ball does disappear into the tussle when around the basket. It's good to keep track of where it is. The other experienced referee, watch me jinx him, in the water is Lyle Talualai, the UWRHA person, currently not taking complaints at this time. So mid-court play. This is typically the spot where you see teams looking to attack space. That's the quickest way to get from one end to the other, is to avoid going straight into a contest where you can get locked up with the ball, using a lot of energy to move the ball towards your direction towards your goal before you can attack your basket. We've had a call from the referees. Looks like roughing. Ben Maslin in control. He's the handsome redhead from Wollongong. Good on him for jumping into deck ref immediately after his marathon game himself. I know he's originally from Newcastle, but he's currently in Wollongong. Yeah. He migrated south for the winter. So roughing against the Dragonettes there. Gaulitas potentially entering their attacking half for the first time in this game, but there's a turnover in the Dragonettes' favour. Tackle from a Gaulita. The ball's a bit loose here. A lot of defensive pressure from the Gaulitas. There's numbers underwater for the Dragonettes. I think this is Gedvita, an exchange student from Norway, coming in towards attacking the basket. Players swarming the basket here. Stolen basket, bit of a push there, shot. Oh, there's seen a goal there. Robbie's called it. Lyle's happy with it. First goal for Dragonettes. Well done. Number 80. Scotty P. What have we got?
80. Is it 8 or 88?
I would suspect that it's 88, which would be Sophie Lamonde, or it could even be Daniela Marin at number 8 instead. Anyway, 1-0 to the Dragonettes. You know what they say? When you give a man a horse, he'll fish for a day. Scotty, thoughts on that?
Well, you need something to feed the horse, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. But is it a fish or a human fish? That's the question. There are plenty of human fish down here, all kinds of fish. Flounders, salmon, tuna, handfish. Lots of fish in the water, human fish. Fish heads, human bodies. Fish bodies, human heads. A manfish. Woolman fish today.
Do you know any interesting facts about any of the players in the water?
Interesting facts about the players. I think Sarah's a pilot, which is pretty cool. Sarah from Gaulitas is a pilot. What a boss. Jody is an absolute weapon in the water. Captain, experienced, don't let the smile fool you. She'll karate chop you, and the ball will spill out, and she'll flow that to the goal. Julie, the French assassin. Very experienced goal scorer and defender. Probably don't want to meet her in a dark alley, underwater alley. She will crush and destroy. Games restarted. What else we know? Macca lives in Sydney, but bleeds blue for the Sea Dragons. Let's get back into the game, shall we? Fence post.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Fence post back. Bit of a tussle on the surface here. Passing down, it's a good position by the Gaulitas to have a waiting player underneath the tussle for a cheeky pass down. This has gotten very close to the Victorian basket, in danger of having to defend for a bit. Lovely steal by whichever Dragonette that was, but now contested on the surface.
Nice choice by Javenna Cannon. She went down to forecheck and then dropped back to the goal. Leash Fong also checking the goal and then pushing out, realizing that we're on a counter, then swims back to the goal. See, that's what experience will teach you. Go out, go back in. Nothing for free. No free lunches here. Keep that basket covered. Fisherman's basket with all the fish. Let's go.
It's well put there, Scotty. It's pretty hard to put the ball in the basket if you put your own body between that ball and the basket. Defending now for Sea Dragons. Looks like we've got Nat Hartman as a back coming down, swapping with could be a number 4 there, Andrea, a newer player on the Dragonettes scene, but up and coming. She's got some hopes of getting into the women's national team. Sophie Lamonde tackling the ball carrier there. Gaulitas. Jody has the ball. It seems like the Gaulitas. Now they're going to be heading towards the basket. There's a little bit of trouble with them getting down to the bottom there. Meg has the ball, indeed, tackled by Sophie, passing back to Scotty.
All right, there we go. And we've got Jody had the ball there. Safe hands with the captain down to her teammate. Finding space and time with the ball. Looks to be Javenna Cannon. Comfortable down there. No, not so comfortable. Got the ball stolen, unfortunately. Fortunate for the Sea Dragonettes. 1-2. Down to, was that Gedvide. Back down to their friends underwater. 1-2 to escape the forecheck, holding strong possession. Loose ball, anyone's ball, contest it. Goes back for the ball. Fighting underwater, far out. Leash Fong working in there. Could be Romy, not sure. Who's that? We got Meg. Meg on the breakaway, getting held up by 2. It's 2-on-1. She's doing well, Meg is. Holding onto the ball with 2. Oh, it could be round the head. Meg's copped one round the head, but looks like it will be for good use as we have, it'll be a Gaulitas free throw right after a timeout. So the teams are separating. We've got a timeout, and we'll have a free throw for Gaulitas when we get back, as Meg held off 2 Sea Dragons, 2-for-1s, copped the head high tackle, and they've been awarded the free throw for that one. Okay, let's have a look. Sebas in the pool, telling some things to his Sea Dragons. All right, players, this is what I want you to do. Take the ball, move the ball, play well, score and win. That's probably what he's saying. Handing back to the fence post.
Got a bit of a question for you, Scotty. Which team in the water today contesting the women's final of the 2026 national competition has the best bather design?
Ooh, I'm going to refer to co-producer here, Mallory. We're talking design.
I think both have got a pretty standard makeup, pretty average sort of pattern, very clear. I do like the yellow and on Victoria. I feel like it stands out a little bit more than the contrast on the Gaulitas.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's hard to compare. I mean, you're going dark versus light. People do prefer the dark. Light usually gets the rough end of the stick. I mean, Dragons, at least the Dragons are from Victoria. Like they're like a national marine emblem or something. Possibly. Don't fact check me on that. But definitely are weedy sea dragons found in the waters of Victoria. Gauls have girls that get goals. That's all I know. But I don't actually know what a gall is, except when they need to be removed from the human body as a gallbladder. But they've got like this helmet with wings, so it's probably like some kind of mythical organ. Back to the fence post.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. I think the Gauls might be a reference to the people that were natives to the northwest of France. Young Brittany up there, Gauls, the French. Maybe this is where Julie is originally from. Thanks for the input on the design from the resident graphic designer, Mallory, there. I've actually happened to have a look at her work. The underdog design is actually a bear, for those who didn't know. Anyway, we're back in the game. 3 minutes to go. Gaulitas versus Dragonettes. Scotty.
Yeah, my apologies. Producer Mallory's fact-checked me here. Gaul generally refers to an ancient region of Western Europe and its Celtic inhabitants, which roughly corresponds to modern-day France, Belgium, and parts of Switzerland, Germany, and northern Italy. Depending on the context, it can have a few specific meanings. The region, the inhabitants, and the Old French. So I reckon Julie's on the money, and I'll get schooled again after the game. We've got a counter-attack. Strong, ball to the floor. Strong. You got to watch those kicks, but not giving it up. As long as it's not dangerous. Wow, that was a strong counter. It's a one-on-one, far out. Brussels sprout. We're going to get a goal here. Nope, feeds it down. Wilson's on the ball. Ball's under the basket. Baskets could be a goal here. Can't quite see. Is it going to be defended? Is it going in? Ball's bubbling out with a goal leader in possession, looking to reset. Wrapped up like it's Boxing Day.
Yeah, well put there, Scotty. The Gaulitas had a strong defence, and look, now they've got a strong counter-attack. They had numbers underwater, 3 there, and there's still support coming down for the Gaulitas. They've gotten it to halfway, and there's been a strip by a loose pass. Snaffled by a Gaulita. Hotly contested play in the middle of the pool here. As I was saying earlier, pays to attack the space to where your opponents are not. Because where your opponents aren't, it's pretty hard for them to turn over the ball on you. Ref call here. Looks like it was from Robbie Kilpatrick.
It's going to be a free throw for a little argument, a little hustle-bustle on the... Bit of an argument, a bit of argy-bargy on the surface. Don't know if it was the captain. Someone's getting pushed out. Nonetheless, couldn't quite tell the details there, but there was a bit of finger pointing, a bit of chest bashing. Sea Dragonettes free throw, and they're away. Ball down, pass to the cross, making some meters across this very long pool. Very long pool. Look at that, all the way to the basket. Le Mans under there. Someone else is under there. Looking to pass it across and down to Le Monde. Down to, is that Acosta? Acosta to, who's that? Macca. All very experienced players. Champions Cup multiple times. Not shy of a final. And we've just got the call. 30 seconds left. You can see on the clock. The score is 1-0 to the Sea Dragons. And it sounded like someone got 2 minutes. But yes, a Gaulitas has got 2 minutes. The clock's going to run down. And I wonder if we're going to get any play before the half is over. Calling something, running the clock. Sorry, fans at home, that we didn't really get to play that last bit. We had the foul, we had the kick out, we had the free throw, we had the reset, and there's no stoppages, so we just lost the time. However, as we know from the last game, with a 2-minute kick out, with the kick out, that will be carried over into the new half. So it's not a great position for the Gaulitas coming into second half with a 2-minute kick out. But as we said, if you do the crime, you pay the time. So half time here at the women's gold medal match. Who's getting gold? Who's getting silver? Who's going to be ranked the best underwater rugby team in the women's division in Australia for 2026? It will be decided in this game. Fans Post, thoughts?
Oh, what's going on? So, just clearing up that 2-minute time penalty given to the Gaulitas. It was the defender for the Gaulitas using the basket to their advantage. So what that means is they were somehow using it as leverage to keep their position while they were being either or trying to be moved by the attacking player with the ball. Good eyes from either Lyle Talualai or Robbie Kilpatrick there to spot that one. Not an easy foul to spot. So we're at half time. 1-0 to the dark team. The Sea Dragonettes at this point. Gaulitas trailing. I think they can bring it back into this match against the Dragonettes. My thoughts are generally that it's, as I've said earlier in the game, the passage through the centre of the court needs to be, rather than looking at straight lines, attacking the space, going to where your opposition are not. Swimming angles, passing away from the opposition is generally the route to success. And then when you've finally got your opposition on the back foot, on their basket and defending, coming in with numbers rather than one-on-ones where you might lose the ball. You're looking for high percentage plays in this one. They've still got 15 minutes of the second half in order to create these opportunities for themselves. I think they just need to go back to their strategy book, remember what it is that they're trying to do, listen to their coach. Maybe he's got some observations on what it is that they're currently lacking, maybe a few inspirational words, some to calm the mind, as it were. Focus on the task at hand. Scotty, what are your thoughts?
I think it's it's always tough going in into a half behind. The Sea Dragonettes, very experienced team. It could be any score, and they'd go in probably with the same attitude. If they were losing, which they don't do often, might be a different story. But yeah, coming back, the Gauls are going to be really hungry. it's hard to stay hungry on top, and therefore the Gauls are going to be hungry. They're going to be wanting to make something of this and really give it their all. Again, back foot not only being one behind, but one player out on the bench for 2 minutes. So they're going to really have to be patient, regain control of the ball, not panic, controlled and calm until they get their full strength back, and use all the time and all the pull to make the space and the gains. Another interesting time for the Gauls as they gather as a club, because there's been a recent split across the clubs. As the sport grows, there's growing pains and clubs separate for different reasons. We do get a new club as a result. I don't really know the details of the politics of it, but I reckon the Gauls would be feeling like they may have lost a little bit of power going across to the other team. So they're doing really well this Nationals to make it all the way here, having lost a few key players to another club. Nonetheless, they're here with full numbers, and as old growth falls down, you've got light going to those new seedlings to grow up tall, strong and big, and that's what we're seeing in real time right here for the Gauls as they're going to this half, 1 goal down and 1 player down. Definitely the underdog in this moment. Let's see what they can make. Swim off. Dragonettes get it again. They're going to use the number advantage. Ideally you'd want to avoid the fight, save your energy, and use your number advantage here. But here we go, good intercept. And that's tough. They don't give him a second there. Sea Dragons regain control, and they're away. Got a breakaway. We've got 2-on-2, making space, loose ball picked up by Romy Keppel. Very comfortable, moving to that safe surface. Relaxed, taking in some air. I don't think she even needed to breathe, really. She's just waiting for her team. Pushing across there. Gaulitas not leaving a gap. Well versed in this. Full, strong defence. Can't see any forwards harassing yet. They must have been subbing. Here comes one across the surface. You've got to be in it to win it. Those forwards do need to give some kind of a go. All right, here we go. 3-on-2. Players streaming in. Oh, has the back got it? The back has... Nope, it's flung back. Romy Keppel retrieves the ball to safety. Passes a teammate. Got to be careful of those kicks. Drops down 1-on-1. Leisha Fong. Oh, my God. Dangerous under the basket there. And the back did well to recover that, but the pressure does not cease. Jodie Wilson looking for an edge. Throws it forward. Recovers the ball. Throws it forward. Throws it forward. Again. 1, 2, 3. Looking for support underwater. Spill. That forecheck was too strong. Andrea, obviously very experienced with that forecheck. I'll hand over the fence post with more intel.
Yeah, Angus back, resident doormat. Number 4, Andrea, is actually a newer player. I think she's only been playing for a few years now. But with the way that she's been playing this competition, I'm not surprised you would believe that she's an experienced player. A settled head, a settled mind, focuses on the game. She's actually a high-level beach volleyball player, which she happened to have to give up because her knees were getting too injured. Anyway, back to it. Natalie Hartman with the ball, tackled by, looked like Julie there. Numbers underwater meant that she could get a nice pass away. Looks like Jodie Wilson has just absolutely snaffled it off of Sarah McCarthy there. Caught a bit blindsided. Passes down to Julie, palms away a tackle, palms away another tackle. It's going to take more than 2 to get the ball from Julie, I think. Hotly contested at the surface of the pool. There is players from both teams waiting for the ball. underneath the tussle. How long a service scrum is allowed to go on is up to the prerogative of the deck referee, Ben Maslin in this case. He let it go for a while, since the ball is still moving down the pool. Locked up here. You'll notice that the Gaulitas are still trying to rotate on their basket. Got to keep that basket safe. Don't want to concede an open basket goal in a final. Not faux pas or anything, but it's nice to always have a person defending. Scotty?
You're absolutely right, fence post. You got to have that goal covered. We've seen all too many times, deceptively long pool. You're at the 5 meters above the goal. Someone can beat you to the goal at speed from at least 5 meters of equal speed to you, or if they're a bit quicker and at momentum, could be further than 5 meters. So it is quite deceptive on how fast a ball can move from down the bottom across the floor into a potentially open basket. So yeah, best practice, as we can see, look, covered by the Sea Dragons, 2-on-2. Not a bad contest. Third one streaming in. This is a good opportunity for the Gaulitas, but forward wraps them up like it's Christmas Eve. Prezzies are wrapped, nothing being slipped out yet. Tight ball control. It's bubbled to the surface, and we have a call from the ref. It's going to be a free throw. I'm looking free throw for Gaulitas. Another great opportunity, and they've got their 6 back in. Obviously, a close free throw is always a good opportunity. Let's see what they can do with it. Work some magic.
Yeah, good opportunity for some set plays with that close free throw. Sometimes you might see teams go and try and steal the basket of the opposition team. Looks like the ball's immediately been wrapped up at the surface, so no luck on the set play this time. Very solid defence from the Dragonettes. Ball's come loose. Gaulitas streaming in. There's 3 of them there. Vicious tackling here. Jody Wilson with the ball, passes underneath the basket. Opportunity here. Nah, Dragonettes forwards have wrapped her up comprehensively. So the point of a turnover. Looks like Jennifer Acosta there passing down to Sarah McCarthy. Doing some questionable kicking there, but who am I to say? Get Vita in the centre. She had Hartman on the floor, has chosen to go wide with Romy Keppel here, who is rejoined by Ged Vida. Now, this is a good demonstration of what I meant by if you attack the space and you find that you'll have very little resistance from the opposition. So that passage of play from the Dragonettes was reasonably textbook, I would believe, in their experienced playbook. Move the ball to space, put the opposition under pressure, keep them moving, and lo and behold, you make it to their basket. So now we're just watching the Dragonettes enter a bit of a neutral pressure pattern, not looking to necessarily score, despite Get Vita coming in hard and fast there. Always looking to apply pressure to the Gaulitas basket. Scotty?
Yeah, interesting choice there. I guess you got to be in to win it. Maybe it was going for a fake tack. Maybe she's just vibing. But it does suck to go one into a basket and lose control when there was an obvious choice to keep that pressure and possession, perhaps waiting for your team. It is hard in this pool. Players go subbing and then you don't know who's in the pool. And not unexpectedly, the ball is balled up on the surface. Giant pool. Lots of fatigue. Ball on the surface. Back to the fence post.
Yeah, thanks. More ideas from the fence post. It's interesting hearing the comments from Scotty, a well-known convict, in the commentary box about maintaining control. The convicts obviously are very controlled in their movements around the basket. There's a certain nickname they have for that, whether I won't mention here. So it's understandable that when the Dragonette decided to go in alone, it didn't really make a lot of sense there. As you say, there was an instant loss of control because she found herself wrapped up by a few Gaulitas. And it's resulted in a turnover, it seems. Oh, we've gone to a timeout. Have we? Or a referee timeout? It is a timeout.
What do you reckon the coaches and... I mean, I'm looking across the pool at the Dragonettes. You can see Sebas in the fluoro, coach of the Dragonettes, giving some wise words. Likely Ricardo, yes, on the surface, giving some wise words to the Gaulitas. Sebas, coach of the Dragonettes. Ricardo, coach of the Gaulitas. Two both experienced players, both played on the world stage, imparting some wisdom for an encouragement for two top-tier Australian women's teams with players that have represented Australia on the world stage, playing both sides. It's still anyone's game. 1-0 is certainly not comfortable. No resting on your laurels there. All it takes at this high level is one mistake, capitalised, turned into a goal. Let's see if we can see some more underwater magic. Fence post.
Yeah, it looks like the Gaulitas got a free throw there. Ended in a tussle. Dragonettes seem to have turned the ball over. Penetrating pass there. Went through the arms of the the Gaulita. Seeing a lot more of attacking the space here. Long pass down. Somewhat risky. Alicia Fong streaming towards the basket. Seeing some triangle passing around the base of the Gaulitas goal there. Two Dragonettes streaming in. They look like they're not that interested in applying a lot of pressure. They're just looking at being within...
Oh, Jodie Wilson again with the steal.
Whatever the Dragonettes had planned, Jodie Wilson decided that she's not having it. Made a solid turnover there, passed to a teammate, instantly sniped by a Dragonette there who passes it back to the teammate. Dragonettes go back into a bit of a holding pattern, a bit of a lazy possession there by a Dragonette, allowed a Gaulita to come down and snipe her. A bit lucky not to have lost possession of the ball. While there's a bit of a lull in play, I have another question for Mallory. What is Mallory's thoughts on the best colour combination for a pair of tough straps?
I have a light blue and purple that I've been sticking with for quite a few years now, but I'm a big fan of people who match with their club colours. I think that's a really good combo for anyone.
Thanks, Mallory. We've got a 1-on-2 on the basket, back in the game. Can the Dragonettes retain possession? Unlikely when it's 2-on-1. Two have grabbed the player and the ball, and it's bubbled to the surface. Not a great or comfortable place to be, especially if a goalie or a backer in that tussle, because they need to be on position. Here we go, another, nice little fake attack, and the forwards are right on time. Right, spill, 2-on-1, getting around the basket. MacArthur's under there, but opportunity's gone. Fong, in, under. Is she under the back? Passes around the other side to Sophie. Sophie is wrapped up. Manages... Oh, great steal by the Gaulitas. That was Danger Town right there. And the Gaulitas did very well to stop that attack from the experienced Dragonettes. And we're away for a counter-attack, finding that space, trying to avoid the fight of 2-on-2. Drops the ball down. Teammate, it's contested. Passing the ball. Plenty of friends underwater. That's what you want. The numbers advantage on a counter-attack. Numbers advantage to move through the mid-court. And pushing past, releasing forward, making space and taking it up safe. Oh no, nice, keeping it low. I thought it was going to be safe, and so did the back. Forget about it. Oh, I think the ball dropped on the rim, bounced down, and the defender just scooped that up. It's still contested. Oh my goodness. That is some defender magic and a little bit of luck. That was mad. That was madness. Well done, Gaulitas. Good attempt by the Sea Dragons. Jody Wilson with the ball, looking for some friends underwater. Drops the ball, but the friend was not close enough. It's turned around. Sea Dragonettes pass to Hartman. Hartman is cool, calm, collected, like a North Queensland pina colada. And here we go. Controlled. It's moving around the basket. No, we're going out, and I'm handing back to the fence post. I need a breather.
Pretty sure that's the first time I've seen you take a breath this entire comp, Scotty P. Former captain of the Australian men's national team. I'm surprised he ever breathes at all. A man of many talents, we'll say. Referee call. Stop the game. Looks like it's come from Lyle to Lualai. Sounds like a free throw for the Gaulitas here. Didn't quite catch the reason. Doesn't particularly matter in this scene. Would definitely trust Lyle and Robbie Kilpatrick with the decisions they're making. Looks like there might be a timeout here. A white timeout here. So the Gaulitas have called a timeout now with 2 minutes to play. Hopefully we'll see the game clock stop here as the timeout. There we go. Well done, Oscar Ogai. He's very experienced in the protocol table. Second time using the protocol. He's born for it. He's obviously the top of his game, having played 45 minutes of rugby immediately before having to protocol. So thanks to him for volunteering for that. He definitely wasn't told what to do. His family's actually watching in the crowd. They saw him play that last game. They're all very proud of him, despite the result. You got your breath back, Scotty?
Thanks, fence post. Here we are, another timeout. Looks like the Gaulitas are using it just to have a breather, calm down. Coach is back in the water. Sea Dragons sucking it back in on the bench, and Romy Keppel looking very relaxed, seated, watching the screen, looking at the time, thinking about what vegetable to eat next. And we're back.
Wouldn't be surprised if she's just trying to look as surly as possible, really. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to look calm on the side, but if your heart's going a million miles an hour, we all know how you're feeling, champ. Call immediately after that free throw. Looks like it's continuing to stay with the Gaulitas for rough play from the Dragonettes. Absolutely filthy. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Romy Keppel, to be honest. Have heard that she hits the gym 11 times a week, which is obviously overcompensating for something. Scotty.
Very rich coming from old Searles himself here. We have a term at the club when Angus visits, and someone might get Angus Lamond, and then he's banned for another month. So, yeah, you can stick that in your post. Fence post. All right, here we go. Back in the game. Let's look. 45 seconds. What do we got? Fong looking to support. Fong turns like a DJ's turntable. Stopped only by a wiki by the Gaulita. No trouble. There's plenty of numbers there for the Dragonettes, although that was a nice intercept by Gaulita. Better find that space and pass it forward. You got 20 seconds. Anything could happen. You got numbers. Everyone down. They're screaming, everyone down. Get under the water. It might get balled up, but if it can get dropped down, we've got 10 seconds left. Drop it down now. Drop it down now. Everyone hold their breath. Down. 5, 4. Here's a chance. Down to Jody. Jody. Oh, give us another 15 seconds or 10. Jody would have put that in. Oh, my goodness. And that's all she wrote. Wow. Congratulations to both teams. Gaulitas did not give up, not until the siren, not even till the end siren. Victoria Sea Dragons hanging on by their teeth. Epic. I'm going to say that the Sea Dragons are obviously going to be happy with another gold under the belt. I don't think they'll be super happy with the 1-0. Happy with the gold, grateful for the gold. Often those high achievers are very harsh on themselves, self-critical. But the Gaulitas, you can't be mad at that, The club has been through a few things, a lot of change. They had their chances. The score is a very respectable rugby score of 1-0 to the Sea Dragons. And, despite all of those things, Gaulitas came out, a very respectable 1-0 to come second. Well done to both teams. Amazing play, big heart, big lungs. I can see players across the other side cheering, laughing. A bit of a stacks on there. I'm not sure if you can see across the pool there on the other side, but you've got a stacks on group hug by the Gaulitas. I think they're all in there. They're cheering, they're smiling, they're laughing. So, that's certainly no loss to that team. They're clearly over the moon with how their team plays. And they're singing. They're singing the Sea Dragons song. Sea Dragons are singing, "We are the Dragons, we are the champions of the world." Very strong team. I don't know. I can't remember the last time Sea Dragon women, Dragonettes, did not take out gold. A force to be reckoned with, and another day showing their strength in the water, taking out the gold. Once again, congratulations to both teams, Dragonettes and Gaulitas, for a fantastic final. Well done, both teams.